Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. We're going to be running some more T5 sites and I am just loving this T5 ISK. It's just absolutely amazing. Just blitzing through this. You almost finished all these filaments. So what I did was, what I will do is when I buy when I run the T5 sites is I'll buy a bunch of filaments and then I'll just try to do them all and then I'll buy some more filaments so that I don't have to buy one after one. I'll just buy a bunch so I don't have to think about buying filaments. And this is my last one for my bunch of filaments, so after these I'll be selling all my loot and I'll be probably having enough to actually get the Paladin. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to flying a Marauder for the first time. I mean, it's probably going to not be anything special like when it comes to the mission running. I just think that I always hear that people say that Marauders are like the high tier mission running ships. It probably, I can imagine in some missions maybe my Rattlesnake will be even better, but I can imagine also some missions my Marauder will also be a bit better. I think it'll be depending a bit, but I just think they look so cool. They're just so cool. Like, it's the top tier battleship you can get. I just think it'll be so cool to get it because we're going to soon get there. I want to get that Paladin. So looking forward to that ship actually. And it's so nice because you run a few of them and then you've got so much ISK after you run all the T5s you bought. There's also a reason I do this where I buy many filaments at a time is because the T5 filaments, they can cost quite a bit. So I just make sure I've bought enough so that I can replace them for the next time I start running later. It's a bit easier to not have to think about buying it again. Or it's because, and it also has to do a bit with the prices go up and down a bit. So I'll sometimes buy the filaments when they're a bit low, so then I can slightly get a bit more ISK power. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter. It's just convenient to not have to just think about buying a new filament every time I run a new site. And this is the last one of the bunch, so really looking forward to just getting the dang ISK. I can imagine probably, likely next video, or at least in the near future, we're going to see the demonstration of the Paladin, because I just really... Oh wait, I have to orbit, do not stay still. That's the dumbest thing ever. I should never stay still with deep watches. You can see all these missiles flying all over the place. They will eventually hit me and do crazy amounts of damage. I did not look forward to that. You see here, he's repping him. Hey man, please help me. I got wrecked by Acefacey. Please help me, man. Don't worry, bro. I got you. No, actually, he's not got him. Yeah, this guy's getting absolutely wrecked. You see here, absolutely wrecked. Okay, start shooting at light missiles. You can actually start shooting. You can shoot the light missiles on the frigates because light missiles are going to apply pretty well to the frigates. And we can have the drones and heavy missile attack the battleship. A good reason to take out the frigates first, I could have actually done, is because these guys do a tiny bit of remote reps. It's hardly anything, so that's why I don't really care too much. But it is going to be slightly faster, I think, if I take out the frigates first, because they will be doing a bit of remote reps. Also, the other deep watchers do a bit of remote reps as well. So, each deep watcher gets faster and faster, because in the beginning there's 2 remote reps. In the second one, there's only one deep watcher remote repping the other. The last one, there's no other deep watchers. There's only the frigates. So, if we're taking out the frigates, then there will be no remote repping at all on the deep watcher. So, it'll maybe be a bit more efficient to take out all the ships first, or the other the frigates, and before we go for the deep watchers. But it doesn't really matter. Their remote reps are not at all as strong as Triglavian remote reps, so it doesn't really matter too much, to be honest. Let's keep it at range because this guy's going to soon go down. Only one more volley to take out this escort right here. Okay, I'll start reloading, to be honest. Wait, did we use the wrong ammo? Fury? No, we used the right ammo. Okay, let's get good. Let's go to the next room and see how long did that take. 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes is average. The deep watcher waves take quite a while because you got 3 battleships, so 3 battleships with quite a bit of HP. So it's a lot of EHP to get through, but we finished it in a decent time. 4 minutes. I mean, that's average. 12 minutes in total is average. You got 3 rooms in the abyss, so times 3. We got the Velas. The Velas are just it's just a really AFK friendly wave. These guys are just so easy. They're just weaker Triglavians and really nothing to worry about these guys. Let's just go for this guy. Start shooting at light missiles when he's already going to make it close to me when the missiles are going to be in range. Go for the extraction node over here. Go for this guy ghosting, because the ghosting is going to make so that we have a harder time of applying damage, because he's going to make our missiles do less damage. Let's take out all the shining guys. Take these guys out, and then we'll go for the Vedmax last, because usually I'd go for the Vedmax first because they have a lot of DPS, but those are standard Vedmax. These are not standard Vedmax, these are Velas. The Velas are the really the really weak Triglavians. They're only good that they have, the good thing about them is that they have these drones, but these drones hardly do any damage. It's obviously a big problem in frigates because they can apply so well, but for us in a cruiser that's so beefy, it does not matter at all. It doesn't matter whatsoever. Let's go for these caches over here. Look, it looks so cool how all these asteroids are just floating. It reminds me actually of the film Avatar. If you go Google the film Avatar, if you haven't seen it, you see these kind of floating islands in this planet that these people visit. It looks quite similar to these asteroids floating over here, but this is obviously like an asteroid belt that's like islands on a planet. But it does give me a bit of Avatar vibes actually from looking at these. And the sun is very faint. You can see that sun is really faint over there. It's looks a bit like Caroline Star, but it looks very faint. So it's maybe Triglavian systems, they're really big, perhaps, because I noticed that when I'm in like New Eden star systems, the suns look a lot bigger. So maybe because, you know, we're in a Triglavian system, maybe Triglavian systems are characterized by being really big. Maybe they're a lot big. I mean, we don't know how big this star system could be. It could be like hundreds and hundreds of astronomical units. Who knows? There's not really no way to tell. You know, something I really wish they could actually do is that eventually, when the invasion comes, or when the invasion concludes, there'll be like maybe a few, not a lot, but maybe like, I don't know, like 10, 15 systems that we could go to Abyssal Dead Space that will be like normal systems. Like if you are really allied to the Triglavians, you could do missions for them, and it'll be really cool because then there'll be like new star systems you could go to, and you would have to take filaments to be able to go there. And then maybe like it'll transport you to a random system, or maybe there's like a specific region of Triglavian systems a certain filament transports you to, and you can maybe even live there. I think that'd be really cool, because you know the reason we can't stay in Triglavian Abyssal Dead Spaces has something to do with the transportation method we use to get here causes our warp core in our ship to be less stable, and this stability gets worse the more time we spend in Abyssal Dead Space. So that's why you can't be here more than 20 minutes, because the warp core will like implode, or it will like destroy, and that's why, you know, you die. That's the explanation between for how you die after 20 minutes. But it would be quite cool actually if there were some certain systems where there were actually stable pockets of Abyssal Dead Space. I think that would be really cool actually. Let's go down here, shoot our heavy missiles on these Vedmags over here. I wonder if we're going to get something good. I mean, we've got 33 mil already, 28 mil actually. So I mean, I don't think it's not that good loot, but that was pretty good there. 21 mil just from one cache right there. We've got some more crazy drivers outside. You know, something I really hate, and I think it should be illegal, to be honest, is that people go in these public roads and they drive these motorbikes or ride these motorbikes that are really loud. Really loud. It's so loud that it hurts my ears, and they will just not care at all, just drive full acceleration and just make this crazy amounts of noise, and it's so painful for my ears. I can just imagine if you have like little babies sitting next to the street, because babies, you know, they have pretty sensitive ears compared to us adults, so they're gonna perhaps even have permanent damage. So I think it should be like illegal to have these like loud or travel with really like loud noises in the like inner cities, like obviously like in the not populated areas, no problem, but like really it feels like some of these crazy drivers, they don't at all take into consideration other people that exist. Like they really just think they're the only ones that exist. It's so annoying. It really hurts my ears. Like even it has sometimes been so loud that even here, when I'm in my like house and I'm quite close to the road, even if I'm indoors, you have so loud cars or motorbikes that it hurts my ears indoors. Now outdoors is a completely different story, but it's just so loud. People really do not take into consideration that other people exist. I wish that would happen more often. I've got a bunch of null warpers here. I've got to take them out because they're gonna, you know, slow me down with the scramblers. Really annoying. I don't want them to slow me down. Start shooting our light missiles. Obviously good to split the drones. Let's see now here. Let's go here. I've been actually watching a YouTuber quite a bit called The Lone Wolf. He's really good. He does a lot of activities that I do a lot in high sec. Like because I noticed that most Eve Online people, they're usually on low sec or null sec. I rarely see these YouTubers who are actually in high sec, and It's really cool to see another guy who spends a lot of time in high sec, and also this guy Marquis Dragon. I noticed he spends a lot of time in high sec. He does a bit more mixed than me and Lone Wolf. We mostly spend time in high sec, but Marquis Dragon, I've noticed he spends a bit of more mixed amount of time. But he still does a lot of the stuff in high sec. Oh, we got a little bit of a like in our comment. That's really cool. You can check it out later. But it's interesting to see someone else's perspective. Like, he does a lot of exploration stuff. I notice I do a lot of, and I do a lot of abyssal stuff. It's pretty cool. And I wish there are more people out there who could watch, who do high sec stuff, because that's actually a reason I made my channel, was because the Lone Wolf is one of the few like high sec YouTubers, and everyone, I'd not really noticed so many other ones. So that's why I thought that, okay, if I couldn't, like, he has only a certain amount of videos, like I can't watch only one guy can make certain amount of videos. So that's why I felt like, okay, it would be cool if there are more people making high sec videos. So that's why I started making videos. There are obviously a lot more channels out there that I'm not fully acquainted with. I know Dan Dex, he does a lot of he does a few high sec stuff, but he does a lot of low sec stuff. But I know I find it interesting that there's like so few high sec people out there, not so many people doing stuff in high sec. But it's not really that strange, because you know, the stuff in high sec can be quite boring. But for me, especially like who has a lot of studying, a lot of work, and a lot of real life things to do, the harsh life of low sec, null sec, and wormhole space is not really my cup of tea. I mean, I don't like to have to worry about people, you know, evicting you, or people attacking your base, or not base, but like systems. It's really not my cup of tea, to be honest. Let's go and take the buyout out of cash here, see what we get from this one, the last one. 12 mil. Okay, what do we get? 69 mil. I think it's about 60 something. 64 mil. Okay, so it's pretty decent. I mean, it's below average, so I mean, it's not that good, but I mean, it's okay. It's not horrible, but it's below average. So that's it for this T5 site, guys. We're going to I'll probably next buy a Marauder, specifically the Paladin, fly it with that really nice EOM skin, this ship right here, and I just can't wait to just use this to serve justice and kill so many pirates. It'll be really cool. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.